Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob Connor here once again with another video to go with all the rest that I've made. Oh god, I can't believe how many videos I've made in the space of since May last year. I've made like nearly 500 videos. It's been absolutely crazy. I've just been going mad buying stuff, working really hard and just doing loads and loads of videos to try and give you guys loads of entertainment as much as I can. I've got loads more stuff planned. I've got about 4 or 5 videos coming on Thursday, or yeah, about 4 or 5 videos at least, and then another 3 or 4 Sunday. Yes, so there's still loads to do. And there's probably going to be stuff in the next few weeks after that. Yeah, but I've got a lot of cool, exciting plans, loads of good stuff coming, and it's just going to keep the channel's just going to keep getting better and better. And with your support, and the more subscribers, the more I'm going to keep growing the channel, making it better and bigger and better. So that's going to be there with your help and support. The more help you guys give me, the more it's going to make me drive forward and make more videos. But anyway, that's enough of that. So today we're going to be looking at the Triple X. I know what the franchise of this is called, unlike the last couple. It's the Triple X movie franchise. So quite simple. They're all called Triple X's, apart from they've got different sequels. But obviously, you know, I think it's become more popular now since it started. So obviously, there's 3 movies in the franchise currently. I don't know if they're making another one or not. I mean, it suggests that they could be possibly because Vin Diesel is, at a stage where he's making a lot of films, so it could very well be another one. I'm guessing that there might be because it's become a popular franchise, but I don't know for definite. I'm not an expert, and I haven't done the research to check if there's going to be another one. But I'm sure if they make another one, I'll get it, and then I'll do a video on that, I guess, whenever it's made, if they're going to ever make one. But when I do, I'll do it and do a review on it and add it to the collection. So anyway, let's go to talk about the first one, obviously starring Vin Diesel, Triple X. Now, I think there was high hopes for this when it came out. I think this is Triple X. It was like a good title, like Triple X. It just looked, I don't know, it just something about it that looked cool. It was like Triple X, a new breed of secret agents. So I think there was a bit of excitement when it was coming back at the time. I think it was like 2002. Sorry, I'm tired. I think it was 2002, first one come out. Yeah, I think there was. I do remember at the time it's quite a bit of excitement because secret agent sort of type stuff, similar to like James Bondy. This was like it seemed like a cool, slick title, and you thought, this could be good. Because I remember at the time, scan back 21 years ago, yeah. And yeah, something's like now. I think this got some criticism saying it wasn't that good at the time. I think I didn't enjoy it the first time I watched it. However, actually, as I've watched it over the years and a few times, it's actually grown on me. I think it's actually a good, solid action film, to be honest. The time is good. For one, it's not too short and it's not too long. I think like 1 hour 50 is quite a good time, so it's not too short, it ain't too long. About the right thing. I actually think that Vin Diesel is not that bad in it, to be honest. For what his character is, I mean, he wasn't someone, he was like a stunt guy, so he wasn't someone that was a secret agent and knew what he was doing. So I think it's actually alright, because as I said, I've just watched this again recently. I'd seen it loads of times before, and then I'd watched it recently, And actually, I was looking at it, thinking, actually, this isn't actually that bad. You know, the more times you see it, you seem to realise it's actually all right. And I think the scenes, you know, it pans out. There's not really moments where it's not boring or interesting. They sort of go to the talking and then sort of pans out and sets up for the next scene, and it's actually all right. And there is a lot of good scenes in it, and the action is actually all right in it, and it sort of gets better. You know, I think the only issue for me is I think I don't really like the ending. I don't really like the ending as much. I think Vin Diesel takes out the villain a bit too far easily for my liking. Sorry, I was yawning again. Yeah, I think it's over too quickly, which I think is not that great. But then, yeah, as I said, I think overall it's a good, solid action film, and I think it's actually better than what they said it was back then. As I said, I don't think I enjoyed it that much the first time round, but as I've seen it over the years, I think it's grown. I mean, I realise, you know, you know, I think it pans out scene to scene nicely, and I think it does actually. As I said, apart from the ending, which I don't like, there's not really much else to complain about, really. You know, I don't think there's anything where it's too boring or not exciting. I think it's actually all right, to be honest. Now, second one, Triple X, The Next Level, which now doesn't star Vin Diesel. It stars Ice Cube as the main hero, I should say, and it stars William Dafoe and Scott Speedman, and also Samuel L. Jackson, as obviously like the head of the agency organisation, and he's the head, you know, the man in charge or runs the place or whatever. Now, it says this is the obviously the cover of the thing, and it says best action film of the year. I probably wouldn't go that far on this particularly. I would have said that maybe Triple X was a contender of 2002 to say it was a film of the year, but I don't think this was. I think it was 2005 this came out, because I remember getting it. I didn't see it. Did it come out in the cinema? I can't remember if it came out in the cinema. It was straight on DVD. But I think I just got it when when I see it on DVD. I just got it. I can't remember where I bought it from. It might have been Sainsbury's. But I just see it, and I just got it straight away because I hadn't seen it. I never saw it at the cinema. I don't even know if it was at the cinema, but I just got it on DVD. Anyway, Triple X: The Next Level stars Ice Cube, and William Dafoe is the main villain. Now, Ice Cube is alright. I don't mind him. I'm not a massive fan, but I think he's been in a few other cool movies like Ride Along, which are quite enjoyable, fun comedy action movies, and I think he's quite good in those. I've seen him in a few other films. I think one's called Barbershop, and I think one of them's called something where he goes away. It's something about Saturday. I don't know if it's called. Is it another Saturday or no? I tell a lie. Something called Friday. Is it called Friday? I'm not too sure, but I think I have seen one. I think I've seen one of the barbershops. I'm not sure if it's the first one. It's just like comedy, cool, light-hearted stuff, and there's Ride Along, are quite enjoyable comedy movies as well. Yeah, but going back to this. I do apologise, I'm really tired at the moment, but I'm just going to carry on doing these. As I said, he's alright in this, to be honest. He actually holds his own. Yeah, and he moves around not too bad, actually, to be honest. You'd think that he wasn't going to be that good in this, but actually he's actually alright, and the scenes that he's in, he actually does quite well, you know, in terms of the action. I wouldn't go as far as to say he's better than Vin Diesel. I think Vin Diesel's better. But yeah, he's all right actually. He holds his own. He does quite well in the scenes, and I think he's actually all right in this. As far as the film's concerned, it's sort of one of those films where you just sort of. I think it's all right to watch on a Saturday, like big blockbuster type film. But I think you can watch it either on Friday or even a Sunday. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's the best film of the year, or whether it's better than the first, because I don't think it is. I think it's just one of those. I think it's just one of those all right action films that yeah, it's not gonna. I don't think it's not even not the best action movie. It's just all right. It's just like I think it's enjoyable for what it is. But yeah, so I wouldn't go as far as to say it's the best action, but I think it is fun. I just watched it again this past week, and yeah, I think it's a fun movie to watch. But I just wouldn't say it's gonna be the best. Because it's about an hour and a half time to take away the end credits. I think it's just all right for an hour and a half, but I wouldn't go to say it's the best. It's probably, looking at the other two, probably the least out of them. I mean, I'd probably say two being the weakest, and maybe it's a toss up between 1 and 3. Um, I think, to be honest, I'll probably have to go 3, 1, 2. To be honest, but let's actually go straight on to talking about 3 now. So obviously, the long-awaited sequel of Triple X, and now it's obviously Vin Diesel coming back to the franchise. So obviously he was in the first one, and obviously he was supposed to be dead. I think I seem to recall. I seem to think they killed the character off, but then he sort of come back from the dead, or they made out he died. I think that's about right. So then I think that for the third one, because after the end of the second one, they actually discussed, Samuel Jackson and his colleague discussed someone else being, so we're going to make a Triple X3, and I think it was going to be someone else. I'm not sure what happened to those plans, whether they got scrapped or what happened, because there was no third film. It was just the two for ages, and then all of a sudden they decided to do Triple X, the return of Alexander Cage. That's obviously the character that Vin Diesel plays. So they decided, 3 didn't happen, and then obviously, well, that is effectively the third, but I think it was the third was supposed to be someone else original plan, and then obviously years later, I think this was 2017. Yeah, it was. So 16 years. Oh no. 15 years after the first, so yeah. I think it was. I don't know if it's popular demand that they wanted. I think they wanted Vin Diesel to come back or make another Triple X film. So then it sort of just happened, and they decided to do it instead of being someone else. They decided to do another one, Return of Alexander Cage, with Vin Diesel coming back to reprise the role. Which I think was a good decision, but I just looking back and seem to think what happened to the original third, because after I'd seen the second one, I was thinking to myself, oh, I wonder who could be the next. And I was sort of guessing who could be the third, who they could have for the third Triple X film, being a different person, and I was waiting for a third movie to come out, and obviously it never happened until obviously this. But yeah, that's the way movies goes. I guess sometimes a lot of plans get scrapped. I mean, sometimes, I don't know if you guys know, but I've heard about a lot of plans for a lot of movies that don't get made. There's like literally, when you see films that come out each year, it's loads, but sometimes you're not seeing a lot of films that don't come out. Some come out. Some of the plans that have for films to come out years don't happen, and sometimes they happen like a year or 2 years later, and then sometimes they don't even happen at all. A lot of films get scrapped. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe there was a plan to get the third, and they just scrapped it. I'm guessing. But anyway, let's talk about the third. Yeah, Vin Diesel back again. Really good in this, and there's all like young cast in it. I can't think of their names, to be honest, off the top of my head. I'm not very good at remembering these young actors'